This one mindset is what actually got me jacked, right? And, people, when you're trying to hop on Bodygame, trying to get jacked, trying to get in the best shape of your life, right? People think like, it's about calorie surplus, calorie deficit. People think you need a progressive overload. They say things like, oh, progressive overload, you gotta lift heavy, work hard, all this stuff to get jacked, right? But I think all of that is actually bullshit. I think all of it is bullshit if you don't master this one thing, right? This one thing trumps all of it. And I think visualization is key, right? Without visualization, it's going to be, it probably is still possible, but it's going to be very difficult, right? You need visualization. You're probably thinking, what are you talking about visualization, right? So I truly think that our minds are the most powerful things in the world, right? Our minds are literally like, we are all creators, right? And I think building a physique starts in here first. It starts in your mind, right? And I'm going to get into a little story on how I use this technique to actually get jacked. But before I do that, I just want to say, make sure you book a one-on-one coaching call if you're looking to get in the best shape of your life and, build a physique and you're struggling to do it. You're not sure where to go. You just need some guidance. Hit that link in the description. I got you. And we'll see if it makes sense to work together, right? And make sure you like this up so we can boost this up the algorithm and subscribe while you're at it, right? But let me get into this story though. So a couple of years ago several years ago now, when I was like skinny, I just started my fitness journey. I was more of like an athlete kind of guy. I was a basketball player, skinny build, right? And I was a hard gainer. I was an ectomorph. I was struggling to gain muscle mass, right? And I used to, without even knowing it, like I didn't even know this technique. I just kind of stumbled on it by accident. But being the person I am, I'm a very imaginative person. Like I'm a very creative, very imaginative person. Like I daydream a lot, right? I daydream a lot, man. Like I'm always in my own head, right? And this can be both a flaw and a strength at the same time. But it came to me as a strength because, I'm always daydreaming, I'm always imagining things. I'm always thinking about all the infinite possibilities of what could have been and whatnot, right? And when I was first starting on my fitness journey, I used to imagine myself what I would look like when I was jacked. I would constantly imagine myself I would imagine the version of myself that I would be once I put on X amount of muscle, right? I think at the time I was about 150 pounds and I imagined myself, what am I going to look like at 200 pounds? I vividly imagined it, before I went to bed. I know this is going to sound probably cringe, but I used to imagine myself okay, what is 200 pound me going to look like? I would literally imagine it. Right? Every night I would imagine myself, what would I look like at 200 pounds? What would I look like at 190 pounds? I would daydream about it. I would obsess over the image of the man that I would become once I reached my fitness goals, right? And as cringy as this sounds, this is actually, I realize now that I've gotten older and I've looked into things about visualization and how the mind works and things like that, I began to understand that visualization is actually super key to achieving success. And especially if we're talking about fitness here, me visualizing my physique, I actually manifested my physique. I've been manifesting it for years, right? And now I am literally living the thing that I manifested. I manifested my biceps, triceps, and chest. This probably sounds cringy, but this is what it takes if you really want to take your life to the next level. You have to visualize it. You have to see it before you do it, because when you are trying to build or create something, it starts in the brain, right? It starts in the mind, right? And if you read a bunch of books on psychology, they talk about this all the time. As a man thinketh, magic of thinking big, Think and Grow Rich, all these different books written by all these authors, right? That talk about psychology, psycho-cybernetics as well. They all talk about the idea about how it all starts in the brain. It all starts with how you think and how you view yourself, right? And so in my case, me visualizing myself before I even got jacked, it gave me the motivation to keep going to the gym. What drove me to keep going to the gym through the snow, rainy days, not having a car, walking to the bus, walking home, almost every day to and from home to the gym, right? It was because that visualization kept me going, because I saw a vision, right? And it just made sense for me to see it through. It made sense. It gave me something to work towards, right? It pushed me to work towards it, right? Because I saw that vision gave me purpose, right? Because you have to train your mind to see something, because if you don't see it, then you're not going to be motivated to go get it, right? You need to constantly visualize the thing if you want it. You need to visualize it. You need to conceptualize it before you can bring it into the real world. Because like I'm always saying, like, that's why I'm always saying there's nothing enlightening about playing small, right? And it goes deeper. It goes deeper because regardless of what you believe in, right? Like, we're all made in the image of God, right? And regardless of what you believe in, you know, God is the creator, right? And we are made in his image, right? That's why I always say there's nothing enlightening about playing small, because the glory of God is within all of us, right? And we are all made in his image, which means we all have the power of a creator. So we all are mini creators in our own right? We are all made in his image. We all have the glory of God within us. So that means we all have the ability to create. And before we can create something and manifest something into the real world, we have to first see it in our mind, because if we don't have the blueprint on how to do it, then how can we do it in the real world, right? So tying it back to what I was saying before about visualization and getting jacked, you have to see the physique first. You have to manifest it first before you can bring it out into the real world. So right now, if you're out of shape right now, maybe you're obese, maybe you're skinny, maybe you're skinny fat, maybe you have man boobs, maybe, I don't know, you got love handles, you got a muffin top, whatever the case may be. Imagine the version of yourself that you will be when you get jacked. Imagine the physique that you want, right? And visualize it every day. Think about it before you go to bed. When you're doing those tough reps, right? When you're in the gym and you're struggling, you're about to fail on that rep, bring back that visualization, because it will push you past those plateaus. It will push you through those hard times. It will push you through the times when you're walking to and from the gym, home in the rain, snow, whatever the case may be, right? That visualization is key if you want to build that physique, right? Like I'm saying, like I always say on my videos, there's nothing enlightening about playing small, because we all have what it takes. We all are mini creators in our own light, right? So you have to create the physique in here before you create it and manifest it in the real world, right? I hope that all made sense. That's all I really had to say for today. Make sure you hit that bell notification, because I'm posting almost every day. Like this video if you liked it. Book that one-on-one coaching call if you need help implementing the things I talked about in this video and building the physique that you dream of. Hit that link in the description. We'll see if it makes sense to work together. Send this to someone who needs to hear it, someone who needs to hear this breakthrough. And remember, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. Catch you guys next video. See ya.